Rogue Record.
What's up, everybody? You listen to Hustle Makes It Happen, a podcast about the grit, the determination, and the mindset it takes to become a winner. Success is not an accident. It lives outside your comfort zone, in the trenches, where excuses are met by brick walls. So strap in, tighten up, and let's get ready to hustle. What's up, hustlers? Welcome to another episode of Hustle Makes It Happen, the podcast. Look, this is it, man. Ending of season 3.
The finale, baby. Season 3 finale. And we told you guys that week in, week out, we were going to bring you hustlers and we were going to have them share their experiences, tell their stories so that you can learn from them. And today, I think we're keeping that promise in a big, big way. Whenever y'all hear the story of the gentleman sitting to my right, or the gentleman that I'm going to introduce in just a second, if you're not watching on video, you're going to hear about overcoming adversity. You're going to hear about the mindset of never giving up on your dream. You're going to hear about a story of a man who works day in and day out to make not only himself better, but to make the community around him better and to make the world generally just a better place to live in, I think. And I cannot be more excited to introduce to you Mr. Delvin, the Bro Show, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it.
No, man, I definitely appreciate you getting back with us, dude. We took a shot in the dark, man. I told you whenever you walked in the door a few minutes ago, I've been following you since before LSU. So I went to LSU right around the same time that you did. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I knew a good bit about your story coming out of high school and not, you know, ultimately not playing football at LSU. But I've known your name for 12 years. And I said, you know, I followed you on Facebook since then. And I said, man, we got to get this dude on the show somehow. So I took a shot in the dark and you were gracious enough to respond. So we are definitely grateful for that.
Man, Delvin, go ahead and just give our viewers and listeners just a little synopsis, a little backstory of who you are and where you're at today.
Yeah, man. Delvin Breaux, born and raised in New Orleans, Louisiana. From the Iberville Project, New Orleans East area, once I moved out of Iberville. But, man, I'm just a cool, vibrant, energy guy, man. I'm living life to learn who I am, man, and just try to help others around me, whether it be my family or it be the people in the community. Everybody needs each other, and I want to do that and help.
Good. So a little backstory. So you went to high school in New Orleans. So I'm from New Orleans as well. So I know a little bit. I know the East pretty well too. Mm-hmm. So tell a little bit about, out of high school you played football, right? Mm-hmm. Highly recruited.
Yeah, I was decent, man. Yeah. You know, I was decent, man. Humbly saying, you know,
right.
I would say I was the best cornerback coming out of Louisiana, but you know they had me at ranked as number 17. So
okay,
you know, I had to deal with
still highly recruited though.
So in high school, obviously to get to, you know, even being ranked, man. I mean, especially then too. Like now it's kind of like this. It's a whole dog and pony show about rankings and all that stuff. But we're talking about a while ago, right? I mean, you're 33, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
man, that sounds old, man.
No. But, you know, today, man, things are so prevalent with social media, and you got all these scoreboards and all these apps, and, you know, we didn't have all that back then. You know what I mean? So you're coming out of high school. But when you're in high school, where did you start to develop that work ethic? Like, you obviously saw that you had an athletic talent. You obviously were working on that. Like, were you hardworking in school, like just working on the skill set, like early on?
You know what, man? My dad was heavy into my life. You know, since I was a little kid, and I started playing football. I want to say around. I picked up a football at 4. I want to say I started playing contact football at about 5, 6 years old, man. So my dad definitely had me and my siblings out there playing, working hard, bro. We used to, not at 5 or 6, but just throughout our time until high school, man, we used to be out there pulling tires in front of the house. Like, our friends used to think we were crazy, bro. Like, man, your dad got y'all out here really pulling tires, bro. Like, y'all need to just have fun, have a life. But that's how it was for us in the Breaux family, man. My dad wanted to make sure we be well fed and ball when we got to high school.
I'm gonna ask you a question real quick, because this really plays. I'm the crazy dad in the neighborhood, right? I feel like your dad is me right now, because I have a 7-year-old and I have a 13-year-old daughter, but they're working out. We're like working out is like a part of our family, like as a group. My wife, me, my kids. And my kids are out jumping on boxes and pulling stuff and lifting weights in the driveway. And the people that are like walking around the neighborhood just trying to get a little sweat, they're like, look at these crazy son of bitches. When you look back on it now, did you love those moments? Like, did you, I mean, I know that, like, Dad, I got to work out again. I know, like, when you're in the moment, you're probably like, I want to be 7. I want to be 8. I don't want to be sitting here pulling tires. But now when you look back at the skill sets that he was developing in you, do you thank him for that? Like, is it?
Well, absolutely. You know, I thank him now, just because of where I ended my life at. But then at the time, no, hell no, man, hell no, man. I wanted to play the game.
Right,
you know,
that's right. That's right. That's why I asked.
Stuff,
my son's like, literally yesterday, I'm like, son, we got to get in the garage. It's day 2 of the week. You know, we have a little board that we make. If you get so many workouts, you get a little star, and he gets to go get a little ice cream or whatever he wants. So so I'm giving him some incentives, but he's like on his Nintendo Switch, and he's like, Dad, I don't want to go work out. And I'm like, no, we're gonna work out today. You're getting star. We're going. You know, but he's all pissed. He's like, I want to play my Nintendo Switch. And I'm like, man, screw that Switch. Like, let's get out here and do some work, you know. But it's good to see that, like, it comes full circle on the back end. Like, yeah, that hard work that he was making me get out there and dig your heels in, it paid fruit, right?
Man, it paid off, man. Definitely tremendously paid off. And I appreciate my dad, man.
You think your dad did that to keep you out of trouble? I mean, do you think that was part of his motivating, deciding factors?
No, man. My dad wanted money, man.
Just say it like it is.
He always like, man, you know what, man, I'm gonna want my money early. My kid's gonna give me my money early, because you know, and I appreciated that too, because it really gave me an outlook on life, man. Like, man, just be in your kids' life and just train them, because that's what you want to do. That's your job, to raise your kids, to make them be the best they can be, and then whenever they get to be of age, they can take care of you. They can pay it forward to you, because you're going to need them, right? Sure. At that time, we need them, and then when we get older, they're going to need us. So just pay it forward. Look at it as, I want to take care of my kid, not for anything. I just want to make sure, you know, that they're in the best position and they be successful, right?
How many brothers and sisters did you have?
I'm one of 8, but I was, we all spread out, but it was 5 of us living in the house. So
okay,
it's crazy.
So y'all had to be scrapping for that food,
man.
Man, I got one. I could barely keep him fed.
Yeah, you were what? You were one of?
I was one of 5.
Yeah.
All living together in the same house.
Yeah, it's me and 4 brothers. We're all so close in age too. Like, my older brother is 33. I'm 32. We got a 30-year-old. Let's see. Yeah, 33, 32, 31, 30, and 27, I think.
Cool.
So we're all, like, all 4 of us, 4 of the 5 of us went to high school together. We were all at the same high school.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it was like a little cult, bro. Like, we didn't have a lot of trouble, I'll say that.
Man, so that's funny.
So you get all these traits instilled at you early on in life. You get this work ethic built into you. You go into high school, and you're a top performer in the state of Louisiana on the football field. What happens next?
Oh, man, one of the most tragic, incidents that happened to me is I broke my neck, my C4, C5, C6 vertebrae, my senior in high school. And, you know, I'm proud of it now. I can say that now. I'm proud of being in that moment and living in that moment, because it definitely made me, like I said, I have a different outlook on life now, man. I appreciate everything. I cherish everything and everybody. I'm grateful for any and everything, just because life is short, man, and it can be taken away from you at any moment. So October 27, 2006, as my life changed. It was playing against Jesuit High School at Tag-Only Stadium in City Park down in New Orleans. And, it was coming out of halftime. I was on the left-hand side of the field. We was on kickoff, and the guy, Peyton Jason, was the returner. And he was electrifying. You know that Jesuit was doing well. We haven't beaten a Catholic school in I want to say over 20-some years, maybe. So it definitely was a meaningful game for us. So I shot out of there like I was Usain Bolt, man. I was flying, man. When you watch the tape and I'm living in that moment, like, bro, I was just flying. I was like a rocket, bro. I was like, man, I'm gonna make this play because I have LSU coaches in the stands. I had Coach Frank Wilson. He was the running backs coach, so he was in the stands. And I had my family and everybody was coming to see. And I had more scouts in the stands from Ole Miss, Michigan, and everybody was just there watching. So I'm like, man, I want to show these guys I can play on special teams as well. I'm not just a corner. I want to show them I can play special teams as well. So I think it was about between the 17 and the 20-yard line. I just dove in there. Like I saw it was a clear shot. You know, I dove in. I did close my eyes. I'm not even gonna lie to you. So for all y'all athletes out there, man, make sure you see what you hit. You know, see what you hit when you're playing a game of football, because your life can change at any moment. And I just dove in, and I dove in with my head up, and his knee just lifted, and I just made the contact straight, closed my eyes, my neck just jacked back. Next thing you know, I just rolled over. Everything was dark immediately. Like, everything was dark. And I hear my teammates like, D-Bro, come on, man, get up. We need you, bro, get up. And I'm like, I'm trying to talk. Like, I want to get up, but I can't move. You know, I'm like, I can't move. I'm trying. And like, as the words were just going out in the deep end, as if I was just drowning out. Like, everything was just going out. Next thing you know, everything just went out and a bright white light just appeared. Like, all in this moment now, this is what I'm experiencing. And I'm like, I'm looking in this room, and it's just an all white room, just walls. And I'm just looking like where am I? What's going on? And I don't see nothing or hear nobody. It's just silent. And I'm like, okay, like, what am I doing here? The next thing you know, boom, I come back to life. Like, I just come back, and my coach is standing over me. My teammates around me, like, D-Bro, you all right? You all right? I'm like, yeah. It was like, all right, well, let's go, get up. And I'm like, all right. Like, just like that. I'm like, all right. And we got up, they helped me get up, walked off the field, man, on my own power. And I took my helmet off and everything. And, you know, not knowing that my neck was broke, you know, I was ready to get back in the game. Yeah, no.
Wow,
crazy.
Man.
It's crazy.
That's some deep shit, dude.
It's crazy. It's crazy, man.
So obviously didn't go back in the game, right?
Yeah. No. So I didn't go back in the game.
Right.
I was tempted. So it was 3 plays you had to. I think it was 2 or 3 plays you had to sit out in high school at the time before you go back in the game after an injury. And I was jumping up and down on the sideline. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm about to go back in. I'm like, I'm good. And then next thing you know, I felt this sharp pain. And I'm like, oh whoa. I'm like, all right, I got one more play before I get in the game. And then next thing you know, when that play went over, I just felt something just like stabbing, just excruciating pain. I'm like, oh, I say, Dad. I turn around, I say, Dad. Bro, and it was crazy. Like, me and my dad, we had a good relationship just because I was in the same household, but just me mentally knowing what I was getting when I getting abused behind closed doors, you know, it didn't sit right with me, but the moment was right. You know, the first person I see is my dad, and I'm like, Dad, something wrong. Something back here is bothering me. He was like, well, sit down. I said, set me down. He was like, what's going on? I'm like, bro, back here is killing me. Like, something is like stabbing me. It's hurting. So he put an ice bag on the back of my neck. Doc came over, tried to give me some ibuprofen to take. Threw the ibuprofen down. Man, midway, got stuck. Next thing you know, I'm choking, coughing up the pills, couldn't swallow because my disc slipped in my esophagus, not knowing. You know, so I'm just coughing up these pills on the sideline, and then next thing you know, bro, it just felt like something just stabbed me right in my neck and my back, and I was like, Dad, call the ambulance. Something ain't right. Man, they put me on a gurney, put my head in one of the little halo things, and they brought me to the hospital.
Hey, y'all, if you're in the market for a real estate attorney that can handle all your title work needs, all your closing needs, all your succession needs, whatever your needs are in the real estate industry, look no further than our friends Shay Landry and the group at Milestone Title. Y'all, we use these guys for our personal business, and they have never let us down. They've been on top of the game every time we've used them. So whatever it is that you're looking for in the real estate industry, as far as a closing attorney or title work is concerned, check out our friends over at Milestone Title. Milestone Title, a proud sponsor of Hustle Makes It Happen, the podcast. when were you committed to LSU? At what point did you commit? Because you went to LSU on scholarship, right? They honored your scholarship after your injury.
Yes, so it was that summer of 2006. So I committed June of 2006.
Okay, so this is before or after the injury?
This is before this. It was before the injury.
Okay, so you're committed before the injury. So you're committed to go play football at LSU, which I'm sure. I don't know how it was for you, but I know for me growing up, dude, all I ever wanted to do was go to LSU. Like, just because it was LSU, right? And I wasn't this gifted. I wasn't not even close to a gifted athlete, right? I played baseball in high school, and I had some aspirations of trying to play baseball at LSU. I tried to walk on, got cut. It was a bad story. It was ugly. But
It's all good.
but I wasn't a high-level athlete, but I'd always dreamed about going to LSU. Was it like that for you growing up?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
It was no other school but Purple and Gold.
That's right. You didn't care about that.
No.
So you're offered to LSU. You're committed to LSU. You got a scholarship offer to go to LSU. You suffer this injury. At what point do you realize that future is probably in jeopardy because of your injury? I understand it probably wasn't right away because you didn't realize the extent of your injury. Mm-hmm. So I'm assuming later that night, when they told you, probably went in and got some X-rays or
No, man. When I never really got down. I never got down, or I never thought my career was ever over. Even after the doctor, my guardian angel Miguel Melgar, who fixed my neck, even though him fixing my neck, telling me I broke my neck and everything, he never once told me that my career was over with. Nor the nurses, nor the doctors, nobody. The whole month from when I arrived in the hospital till I got discharged, nobody has never told me football was over with. So why would I even think that? Why would I put those negative thoughts in my head? I'm like, I'm a play one day. I don't know when, but I'm gonna get back out there. As long as I continue to keep working. And my doctor solidified that for me when I asked him. He was walking out the door, and I said, "Hey doc, is football over with for me? Like, let me know. He walking out the door. He turned around. He said, "Son, send me Super Bowl tickets when you make it to the Super Bowl." Man, what?
Yeah.
That's what he told me.
That's a powerful moment.
Yeah,
for
that's
you,
powerful.
right?
Absolutely. So
That's a powerful moment.
I can't think negative. I got to think positive. I got to get back in the gym. Whenever it's time, right? I have to get back to running. I have to get back to watching film to dominate. Because imagine, I'm thinking LSU. I'm like, bro, I'm about to get ready to go to LSU. I don't know if they're going to clear me, but I wasn't thinking about that. I was thinking that I'm about to go play as a true freshman and go ball.
Right. So what happened after that? And like, how'd the story progress through your time at LSU?
You know what, man? When I got there, everything was good. Schooling was good and everything until the doctors didn't clear me to play. Because it was going to be more so of a liability issue thing, which was cool. I didn't understand that then. I was so mad and angry at them because all I wanted to do was play football. I always wanted to do, like I said, play for Purple and Gold. LSU, I didn't see no other university. So when I got there, it was like, this is it for me. They shut it down, and I turned into depression. I turned into, drinking alcohol. I didn't know where to turn. I tried to commit suicide in 2009 of overdosing on pills, and then in 2010 I tried to hang myself, just due to the same thing, the issue of not being able to play. I went try to get cleared again, didn't get cleared, and I'm like, man, I felt myself going back into these dark spaces, and it wasn't pretty, man.
Was it? One, thank you for being so openly and candid about the, fighting the struggles and the things happening. When you're in that depression and we're talking about suicide, was it because of an identity? Like, because football was your identity. It's what you were bred. I mean, it's what, like, you get so passionate talking about it. And I can imagine when you're younger too, like, it's ingrained in you. It's what I want to do. It's my lifelong, like, goal checklist. And it's pulled.
Absolutely.
Right? So is it because the identity that you were making for yourself was then just like brick walled in front of your face and you're spiraling? And is that really like how it formulated for you at that? And you're still young at that point, like super young. So your mind's super impressionable too, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Man, yeah, I want to say I looked at it as rejection. That's how I'm not even going to say anything. It felt like rejection more than anything, because it's like, man, I went through so much trauma and abuse as a kid. I was trying to commit suicide at 9 years old, man. It was so much trauma built up in me, man, to when I got there and I got rejected to LSU. When I got there and I got rejected, it's just, I was like, man, well, what was all that hard work for? What football is my life. Football is my passion. You know, if I don't have that, what do I have, right? What purpose do I have to serve on this earth? Because all I want to do is play football. And then when that took delayed for me, you know, I didn't know what that meant at that time. So I just let all that crumble on me. I, you know, went into these dark spaces, started drinking heavily, I stopped going to class. I started doing all the crazy things. I started partying, man. I was in Tigerland. Man, Reggie. Man, I was in Tigerland like every day, man, not knowing the circumstances, right?
Did you feel like it was easy to slip when these things are compounding? Because, I mean, we haven't asked yet, but we're talking about abuse when you're younger too, right? So these things are compounding on top of you, and you don't have an outlet. Football was your outlet, right?
Absolutely.
So abuse as a kid, and then, like you said, you tried to commit suicide when you're even younger. So you're already thinking about that, but then you have these positive things that are coming in your life: football, probably coaches, teammates, and then it's ripped from under you. So then the spiral happens. So then what happens next?
Man, it's so once that happened, man, I had to find a light, you know. Thank God for my ex-wife, Casey. She was there in my journey at the time. She helped me find a light. You know, she was like, we was just talking earlier before we got on. Get your behind up, or get your ass up. You can't sit up in here all day and sit on the couch, play the game, take a shower, and just come play the game. So you got to go do something. You got to work. You got to hustle. You can't let that mentality continue to keep, you know, spiraling you down. You got to think of it in a positive way. So I'm like, man, you know what? She right. You know, let me get up. So I continuously kept playing flag football. That was my go-to. So I found that as an outlet. I used that as an outlet. You know what I'm saying? So I started playing flag football, and I dominated that. Took it all the way up until I want to say I got what it was, Gridiron Developmental League. It's the GDFL, play a semi-pro there in Hammond with the Louisiana Bayou Vipers. That gave me an outlet, got cleared there. And, man, I just took over from there, you know. It was once I knew I can get clearance to play football again, I knew I was going to be at the top. It just was the matter of opportunities that I got and the chances that I take, right? So anyone that I got, any opportunity that I got, I had to dominate, and that's what I did, man.
So you're working on yourself physically at this time, but it sounds like you were working on yourself mentally just as much, right?
Absolutely. Without the physical, without the mental, how could I be physical? Without physical, how could I be mental? So I had to understand that. Once I learned that during that time, man, it was over with. There's nothing you could tell me. I'm about to dominate everything that stayed in my way, man. So I just had to make sure my focus was there, my determination was there, and my drive, and it was.
You seem like a hell of a competitor just listening to you talk. Obviously, you reached one of the highest levels you can get to in your sport. What do you think, if you could nail down, and I know it's a culmination of a lot of traits, what do you think is one of the, if you could put one at number one, a trait that's embedded in you and Delvin, like what's the trait that gives you the highest level of competitiveness inside of you?
I want to say my enthusiasm. I'm a very enthusiastic person, man. I love people. I love energy. I love, you know, bringing the noise, man. I don't have to do it talking. I just do it, man. You know, I don't have to talk about it. Just be about it, man. And then people will pick up on it. Then.
Man, I really want to know how you pull. And I was surprised to hear you say enthusiasm, and the reason is because I want to know how you pull that level of enthusiasm out of so much darkness and so much pain and so much adversity. Typically, it's not. Somebody, if we ask somebody, you know, what I would expect to hear, right, is if somebody told us all the things you just told us, and we said, "What's the number one trait that you possess?" They would be like the willingness to, or the unwillingness to fail. I don't want to fail. You know what I mean? Or I want to do a good job. Because that's a lot of times whenever you have childhood trauma, what you'll find is that people just, they get rewarded for doing a good thing. So now that they only time they get rewarded is when they're doing well, they don't want to ever not do well. So it's a drive, and it's more focused on almost pleasing it's like some hidden, it's like pleasing that hidden traumatizer. You know what I'm saying? So whoever the person was that had been traumatizing them, a lot of people that experience that kind of trauma, they always go forward with some backdoor desire to make that person that has always traumatized them happy, right? For you, it's not that. It's just like, man, I'm just a happy person. How do you pull so much happiness and enthusiasm out of so much pain and unfortunate circumstance? That's really what I want to know. That's a deep question, but
Yeah.
I want to know.
You know what, man? When you've been in some crazy shoes, man, when you've been down some dark roads, down some dark paths, and when things have happened to you, traumatically, when things have happened to you, man, it makes you. When things have happened to you traumatically, man, you wanna break the cycle. You wanna look forward to somebody else doing great things, and being in the dark spaces allowed me to create in my mind, how to be positive, how to think positive, how to help someone else, how to pull someone else out the deep hole, just because you know what you've been through, how much trauma you've been through. So to see somebody else happy, to see somebody else joyful, man, that's meaningful to me. So to pull somebody else up, man, I think it's an honor, and a lot more people should do it, bro. Bring energy to other people's lives, because you never know what somebody else going through, regardless of your circumstances, right? Help somebody else out, man, because you never know that person can help you, and that's why I do it, man. I'm grateful to do it, and I'm grateful to just bring energy to a lot of people's lives, man, because like I said, whatever they're going through, man, I just want to help them. I want to see them change their mindset to positivity of, man, fuck what I'm going through, man. I'm gonna push through it. I don't care. I'm here. Somebody might need me, and I need somebody. You know what I'm saying? So I want to say that.
That's so powerful, bro. It's so powerful.
So you don't play at LSU, right?
Nope.
So you're partying, you're getting yourself out, you're turning it around mentally, physically. You're building yourself back up from some traumatic circumstances, physically, emotionally. What happens next?
Yeah, man. So I finally get cleared in 2011, 2012. Got to playing back in semi-pro football. Then I ended up going from there, making All-Star there. Ended up going to have a workout in the in Arena League. I had an arena workout with the New Orleans VooDoo and Utah Blaze at the time. And I balled out for both of those. Had Coach Pat O'Hara was the head coach of VooDoo, and he ended up signing me after that camp. Did well, left. Ended up getting picked up mid-season to the CFL with the Hamilton Tiger Cats. Went out there, dominated that in the Canadian Football League. It was, man, so beautiful. I love Canada. Played there 2 years, became All-Star there. Then I ended up, coming down, playing for the hometown team, New Orleans, baby.
So what was...
Man, that's awesome.
Dude, we always talk about life as a series of ebbs and flows, bro. So in high school, you're tracking up. You got all these scouts in the stands. You break your neck, dude, and that just starts the downward spiral, right? And your dream of playing football at LSU. Did you ever? Let me back up before I go any further. Did you ever envision yourself playing in the NFL whenever you were in high school? Or were you just focused on the next step of going to LSU? No, you were looking out there. Right. But what's the step in between for 99% of athletes? What's the step in between playing high school football and playing in the NFL?
College, NCAA.
Right. So you break your neck at the pinnacle of your high school career, and you start this downward spiral, and your time at LSU is in the bottom of this valley, bro. Like I always talk about life as a series of mountains and valleys. So you're on the mountain, you break your neck. The valley is the dream that you always thought you would have of playing football at LSU. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta struggle through this valley, and it's nothing like what you thought it was gonna be. I mean, it's the exact opposite. It's driving you further away from your goal because you're not doing what you thought you were supposed to be doing at that time, playing football in NCAA. But in that valley, you had some people and some things and some mindset changes and some focus that came about your life, probably some divine intervention that starts you back up this hill of playing football again, right? And dude, I love the story because it's such a perfect representation of this mountain valley. So now you're coming back up the side of the mountain. You play in flag football, and then you go play semi-pro, and then you start playing arena football, and then you get back to the mountain, right? Yep. And you come to play for – did you ever think you'd play for the Saints? Or did you just you just want to go to NFL? Did you ever think you'd play for the New Orleans Saints?
No, I'm honestly not. It was always the Washington Redskins or the Philadelphia Eagles in the first round, 5th or 6th pick.
You had it planned out.
I had it planned out. Like, it was crazy. I had it planned out.
Oh, I love it, man. I love it. Nick Torito and Area Home Lending, Louisiana's top choice for mortgages. If you're looking to buy, build, or refinance, they have you covered. Don't get fooled by one of those online or out-of-state banks. Nick and Area Home Lending are Louisiana-based and lend in all of Louisiana. From Lake Charles to Lafayette or all of Baton Rouge to New Orleans. If it's in this state, Nick and his team are local experts and ready to help. Your home is one of the biggest decisions and investments you will make in your life. With trust, commitment, and care, Nick will walk you through the process, step by step, making the hardest decision easy and ensuring the process is as simple and painless as possible. And with Nick, you'll find out that you're not only just another transaction or number on the list. He's invested in you, and you become family with his goal to create a relationship that will always be there. Area Home Lending has access to the best loan programs too, and with the lowest rate and fees, all while delivering exceptional customer service. Please give him a call today at 225-663-2500 or visit him on the web at www.areahomelending.com. I guarantee you, he will take great care of you. Nick Torito and Area Home Lending, a proud sponsor of Hustle Makes It Happen, the podcast. Because, you know, never an athlete of that even magnitude, even close, but that to play, I mean, being from New Orleans, we have this inner love for the city that we grew up in. And you're playing for the hometown team, man. That's powerful all in itself, man, because when you walk into that stadium, it's got to feel like a whole nother level, knowing that that's where you're from and that's where you grew up, and the hometown team is cheering for the hometown guy too.
Man, yes indeed. It was like no other. I'm not even gonna lie to you, man. It was the fact that it was back home. Man, I just knew it was all God, man. Just because he knew what I always been dreaming about, thinking about. Since my doctor told me to send him them Super Bowl tickets, I had to. I couldn't let up, man. So I had to do anything and everything to get this man them tickets. And we came up short, Saints. Come on, man. Yeah. You know, we came up short, but you know, it was cool, man. It was a great honor. I'm forever grateful. Who that all the way. Man, it was awesome, man. I'm still living, now that we talking about it, I'm still living the moment, coming out the tunnel against the Houston Texans. And it was my first preseason game, and they were like, bro, you're going to be starting. We just got done playing out. It was Baltimore, New England, then it was Houston, I believe. It was our last preseason game, and it was like, bro, you're going to be starting at home against Houston. And I'm like, wait, what? Wait, me? I'm like, wait, what? They're like, yeah, let's go, man. I'm like, okay, you and Keenan Lewis. I'm like, what? Oh, I'm next to Keenan. I bet. Then I could just hear it, bro. They're like, all right, Delvin Breaux, McDonogh 35. Bro, I had tears coming out my eyes. Awesome, I was like, man, the crowd was going crazy. And I was like, oh, yeah, it's Bro show time now. Like, oh, yeah.
You seem to be very, very cognizant and aware of the situations you're in, like appreciative of the moments while you're walking through them. Am I getting spot on with that?
And that's it.
Yeah, because, you know, some people, like we talk about all the time with guests, that they go through it, but then they get on the backside of it and they're like, man, that was a great ride. I should have enjoyed that more. You sound like you definitely soak in the moments, like sitting there looking around going like, this is my life right now. Like, this is what I'm doing. Yes. Yeah, that's powerful, man.
Yeah, I can picture it too. I can picture you standing there, running out the tunnel and just looking up at the lights in the Superdome like, dude, this is where it's at, man. This is money.
It's crazy. I went to the game when they played against the Panthers last week or the past week, and my guy Michael Lewis, the beer man, he got me on the sidelines and everything, and it was my first time ever being back on the sidelines since I got deported from there, and I was just sitting around looking, like just observing all the fans, all the way at the top of the Superdome, because I was once one of these players on the field playing, and the fact that we have fans way up there cheering for us down here. I was so appreciative. I just took in that moment again. Yeah. I was grateful, man. I'm like, bro, y'all fans, I'm going to just show some love. Y'all really be showing y'all ass off for us, man. And I just want to say I appreciate who that nation and who that fans, man, from all over the world because, man, playing in that dome was awesome, man. It's awesome.
I bet you're trying to make eye contact with everybody up there.
Man,
That's
wish.
how I would be, bro. I'd be like,
yeah.
I want to look at everybody's face in there, man, and see what kind of appreciation they got.
So you did a stint with New Orleans, right? Mm-hmm. And so you were there 2 years?
3 years.
3 years. You left there, and then what happens next?
Oh, man, it was a crazy departure. I ended up going to New England Patriots and Denver Broncos. Once they released me and everything, I ended up going to try to sign with one of those teams, and it didn't happen. Crazy things. Man, I don't know what happened with those deals. It was like the contract was on the table, and then like 5 minutes before I get ready to sign, they just pulled the contract. It's like, no, we're not going to take a chance. I'm like, wait, what? Like, it was the most weirdest things I've ever been a part of. I even had my agents fly down and, oh man, we about to sign this big deal. It was a huge deal from Denver, Brad. Right. And my agents coming down in these suits and getting pulled up in these SUVs. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then for them people at Denver to say, you know what, Delvin, I didn't took my fist. We're just not going to take a chance on you. I'm like, what? Flew to New England that same day, flew to New England, woke up the next morning, took my physical, did everything, and they did the same exact thing. Had my contract on the table, and it was like, you know what, Delvin, we're not gonna take the chance.
So seeing this side and listening to an athlete that's been through the ranks and the I don't even know how to explain it, to be honest, but Justin Vincent really gave me some insight when he said, I don't remember what day of the week he said every Tuesday or every Wednesday, I don't remember what day he said. He said, we're in the gym working out, and the trainers walk in with a rookie or with a free agent, and we get to see them work out somebody that's there to try to take our job right in front of us every week. He said, if obviously JB was a running back, so he's like, when we saw running backs come in that Tuesday, he's like, I'm looking at that guy like, oh shit, that dude right there is there to take my job, and I get to sit here and watch him kill it or not kill it. I hope he doesn't kill it because but it almost made like a flip of a switch for me to realize this is it's a business. And like you're saying, like you're there, agents are there. Hey man, we're about to sign. Oh wait, hey, nah, we're gonna pull that. It makes things seem like very transactional in a business when it's that way. That had to be kind of a not a spiral, but like a low moment. Like, hey, no, we're not going to do that. So, but you stayed positive because you obviously you keep trending in a good direction. So you take that mentally, and then what do you do with it? You chew on it. You.
Yeah, I want to know what's different this time. But so now we're at the peak, right? We're playing in the NFL, and then we're starting this. What I would imagine was probably a little bit of a mental slide, right? So you end up departing from the Saints. You're not signed by the Patriots. You're not signed by the Broncos. So you're starting this downhill slide again. So what stopped that slide from going as deep as it did whenever you were at LSU? What was different in your mindset the second go around whenever you're seeing – I mean, football's not over, right? But you're seeing what you thought was supposed to happen being pulled away from you. Again, this is the second time. What was different the second time that kept you from sliding to the same point that you were during your college days?
Man, I had my resources. I reached out to my mental health counselor. I talked to my parents more. I talked to my siblings more. I had a girlfriend at the time, so she was there to help me stay from, spiraling down. So, but I still looked at it as rejection, right? Like it was rejection. I'm like, damn, I just played 3 years with the Saints. I mean, I should be good to go, right?
Yeah,
like, what's
absolutely.
up, But I just looked at it as rejection. But I this time, I just mental compartmentalized everything, and I just used my resources, and man, it got me through it. Within a few months of that, I ended up signing to the CFL. And eventually after that, I became the highest paid player in the CFL. So maybe that was my route, maybe that was my journey. And that's how I looked at it. I didn't say, oh, F the Saints, oh, F the Broncos, no, I mean, it is what it is. Maybe this is my divine plan. And I always told myself I was going to be the highest paid player either in the NFL or the CFL. I didn't know which one it was going to be, but I became the highest paid player in the CFL, man. And my dream, I'm good. Man, listen, I was satisfied. I was great, man, because I was grateful for the journey. I'm grateful for everything, man. Like I said, once I broke my neck, it just made me appreciate life even more, and it made me appreciate people, the journey, things that happened to me. It's for a reason. It's a lesson that I need to learn, and obviously I learned the lesson because I became the highest paid player in the CFL. So it was cool. It's good.
I think this highlights the importance. We talk about it on this show frequently. This highlights the importance of focusing on the journey and not on the goals and outcomes, right? And this is something that I say it me and Chase talk about it often. I'm trying to take something from every episode that we have and apply it to my own life, because I think that's how you develop, right? You listen to people that are successful in what they're doing. You have mentors. You listen to their stories, and you take some of the things that they did in their life and you apply it to yours, right?
Absolutely.
What's been so life-changing, I think, for me over the last probably year while we're doing this podcast is hearing so many people like you talk about how important it is to enjoy the journey and not get so hung up on the milestones. Because I've always in my life been a milestone guy. So if my milestone in life or my goal in life was to play football at LSU and I don't end up playing football at LSU, that's a loss for me personally. Like, that's how I think about it, right? And then if my goal after that is to play football in the NFL and have a good, long, prosperous career playing professional football in the NFL, and that comes to an end, I consider that a loss, right? But what I'm learning through this journey and talking to guys like you that have the mindset that you have is that you got to enjoy. It's not about the goal. It's about finding fulfillment in the journey and enjoying every step of the way. And I can tell even you looking back and reminiscing on your time with the Saints and in the NFL, there's no feeling of loss there for you, because whenever we ask you about your experience, you say, man, yeah, I didn't play. I played for him for 3 years, and then I moved on. You said, nah, dude, I remember running out the tunnel and staring up at the lights and seeing the crowd. Like, that is the journey, bro, and that's what makes life fulfilling.
You can see how happy he got when he was like picturing it. You could tell too.
It's embedded. It's like great. I can imagine you close your eyes and you can see it every single day.
I see it every day.
You talked about something super important that we hadn't touched on yet. We talked about the LSU downslide and you being spiraling. And we talked, and then Justin brought it up, and we kind of touched on it. What changed and what I took out of it is that your support system. You talked about the resources, the people around you, and that shows that as much as some one person can be successful, it's who you're surrounding yourself with, right? I mean, that is super powerful in that. And we had a whole little segment on your team. Who's around you? Are they negative? Are they bringing you down? Are they constantly feeding negativity in your life, right? And he said what was different this time is his resources, his mental health, his mom, his dad, his family, his siblings, his girlfriend. Like, all these people were there. It's like he can feel the slide, and they're like, nope, you're not going anywhere. You're going to keep going where you're going, right?
Yes, sir. Spot on, man.
See, that's powerful, man. It shows you the importance of your circle and what it means to you and where you're going, because it's not a one-man show. There's always an army behind you helping you get there.
Yeah, dude, it's so powerful. But I love doing this. I feel like I say this every show now, but I love doing this because I like seeing these similarities between literally everybody that we talk to. I mean, they're in totally unrelated fields, right? We're talking to people that own coffee shops and people that own, T-shirt businesses and people that play professional football and musicians and all these people. And they all, whenever we distill the episode down to like its core points, it's always the same point. It's about the mental mindset. It's about, positivity. It's about enjoying the journey. It's about surrounding yourself with good people that are there to help you and not take advantage of you. it's just about it's the same thing over and over, bro.
Katie Benton Thompson is your local trusted realtor. Born and bred in real estate as a third-generation realtor, she deals with developments from lots and to houses. Katie was raised building the parish of Livingston. Her family roots have grown this parish for the last 30 years. This environment has educated Katie in all areas of real estate. I can tell you from personal experience, Katie Benton Thompson is a hustler in every way. She is constantly digging her heels in to give her clients the best buying or selling experience she can. Give Mandy Benton Realty Group a call and ask for Katie Benton Thompson at 225-953-0677. I want to ask something, and this is more geared towards the athlete side of you. Who is an athlete on the other end that you guarded that just you were in awe of their physical abilities when you were guarding them?
Man, by far, Julio Jones, man. I would say, man, he's definitely a different animal, man. Bro, that's bro.
So talk to me about it real quick. So you're guarding this guy, Julio Jones. He takes off, and you're like, God dang it, I got to go after this guy and make sure you don't get one in on me, right? So you're going, and he does. No? Oh, okay. All right. So if when someone has done it before, though, if they get one in on you, you got to reset immediately, turn back around and go, okay, you got to get right back out on the field, like 10 minutes later, 5 minutes later, whatever it's going to be, and know, like, all that shit, that's got to go to the wayside because we got to do this all over again. Yep. You got to, like, hit the reset. That easy button, you got to keep hitting it over and over again to reset your mind, your body, and anything that happened 10 minutes ago, that's got to go in the trash can.
Out. Got to throw it out.
Yeah,
got the short-term memory, man.
Dude, what's it like? This is a personal question too, just because I'm curious. What's it like to be surrounded by such a high level of competitors every day? I mean, you're surrounded by people that are masters, and you are too, right? You're one of them, but everybody that you're dealing with on a day-to-day basis is like a freaking master.
Yeah, master of their craft.
Doing.
Yeah.
So just to piggyback off of what you were saying earlier, learning from other people, taking things from others and putting it into your ability and your game. That's all it is, man. You know, when you're around a lot of people who have the same attributes, the same qualities as you want to find a way to find something different, something that sticks above, just the great qualities, because everybody's great. You got to go put in a little extra work.
Find your great.
Absolutely. So I was seeing Marcus Colston. I'm gonna give you a prime example. Marcus Colston was my rookie year, was a beast, and I was just asking him. We was in a sauna, and I was just asking him, like, man, how you be so great? Like, how you continuously be great? And he was just like, man, I just continue to keep putting in effort, and I take something from each one of the receivers that I'm working with. Whether it's Brandon Cooks, Kenny Sticks, any other, he said he took something from each one of those guys and just added it to his game every day. And I'm like, okay. And I learned that I go the next summer, bro, I'm in the back hill at the Saints facility. They have a hill back there, a levee back there. I'm back there just running here, levee. Ain't nobody out there. So some guys come out there and see me. They're like, bro, what you doing, man? I said, man, I saw Marcus Colston doing this one. And I just took it from him. I just took something from him. And, man, it just made my game elevate even more. And it just didn't make me elevate. It made those other guys come in. I had Marshawn Lattimore. I had Marcus Williams. I had those young guys working with me on that back levee. And I'm like, that's what it's about. They took something from me. Look at Marcus. Look at Marshawn. They're doing well, man. So it's just about, like, just taking something and adding it to your qualities. Everybody's great. Everybody's on that level.
Take it, mold it, make it yours, and keep elevating it.
That's it.
Love it, man. I love it. What's next for Delvin Breaux? What's next up on the Bro Show?
Oh man, I'm fully retired now for the second time. Shout out to Gronk. I pulled that from you, Gronk.
Hey, we just said take something from somebody else and make it yours. I'm retired good now with the game of football. Now it's time for me to start telling my story. Been wanting to share this story. I wrote a book called Unbroken that's on Amazon, Barnes & Noble. And
I'm just sharing my story, man. Going around doing public speaking, doing book signings, having football camps. I actually have one coming up February 18th. It not only just a football camp, but it also is going to be talking about mental health awareness. We're going to be having speakers come through and talk about mental health and how it's important to share. Any problems or anything that you have, talk about it. Don't keep it in, because it can have you spiraling down those dark paths, and we don't want those kids doing that, especially at a young age, man. So, I have a camp coming up, and that's
I want to touch
man.
something real quick on your camp. What it's just football in general, or it's a positional camp, or what does it have to do with?
So it's just football in general. It's a boys and girls event, from 5 to 18. And it's not individually work. It's everybody. I want to be able to touch everybody, get all the kids out there to reach all of them. So, yeah, things gonna be cool.
So we talk about always putting it forward, and the best way to do this is being accountable, because we just talked about being accountable with each other. So is that camp full?
No.
So we, I don't know who it'll be yet. We're going to reach out after this. We're going to sponsor somebody from our local area to come to your camp.
Oh, sweet. That's dope, man.
So whatever that costs, we'll figure it out here after we get off air. But that's how we pay it forward, man. We're going to take a local kid from our area, and we're going to put him. We're going to put him at the Breaux camp.
Oh man, that's sweet.
Maybe
man.
more than one.
Yeah,
that's
we're going to figure it out,
Try to
man.
get
This is what we do. This is the power of connection.
Yes.
Because we didn't know about this until about 30 seconds ago. So
that's sweet, man.
Yeah, man. That's
Perfect.
So camps are happening. You're immersing yourself in the community. Obviously, that's a big thing for you, right?
Yep. And man, I'm also into cannabis. I just got off the phone call with Liquor and Spirits, and want to try to work with the Harlem Standards, a group out in New York. They have a whiskey. And they want me to work with them, doing some things with that. So I'm just kind of getting into everything, man. A seasoning company reached out to me to get a brochure seasoning going. So I'm kind of diving into everything, because I want these kids in the community to see that I'm not just an athlete, or not just the kids, but all the teenagers, young adults, everybody. I want them to know, man, we ain't just athletes, man. We're entrepreneurs. We can do it all. You ain't just got to say, oh, I want to go to the NFL and that be it. What else you going to do besides the NFL? Because when you get to that point and you retire, what's next for you, right? So you got to figure it out. So football can just be what my coach used to say, it's just a dot on our timeline.
Man,
football is just a dot.
We just talked about this
with Matt Bruce.
Bruce, when
he's
he
an
said
Olympic weightlifter.
He's an Olympian,
Okay.
and he said that his coach said he wasn't going to train him for the next Olympic cycle unless he was doing something to better Matt Bruce, not Matt Bruce the lifter, Matt Bruce the person.
The human. Yes, indeed. That's it.
And look, man, common thread.
Man, I'm telling you, you got to have something to do whenever the dream runs dry.
Yeah.
Because you gotta prepare, man. Dude, I love it. I love hearing these stories,
So
bro.
book out in the community, working
businesses.
Different businesses that you're working out.
Yeah.
Sound like you about to be a busy man for a little while.
Man, listen, it's time. I just had to retire, and it was crazy because I always wondered why my story haven't been picked up, and I played in the league, and why I haven't Disney, but my time gonna come when it's my time, and God gonna allow me to enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm patiently waiting on it. And I feel it now because things are starting to come into play. So, I'm excited, bro. I'm excited.
I'm excited for you.
Yeah, I'm excited that you're enjoying the process to get. That's how you keep going, bro. And you figured that out in life. You totally have it figured out. You're able to keep going, not knowing what's next, because you're just enjoying every step of it, man. And it's inspiring to me to see that.
Yes, sir. I'm enjoying it like this interview. I'm enjoying this interview because I want to be able to say 2-3 weeks from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now, I was in here. I can remember exactly what we talked about.
Yeah.
Observe the light, everything, man, because that's what it's about, enjoying the moment, right?
Love it, man. God,
That's awesome.
Thank you for taking time out, obviously, of your busy schedule. We are going to be men of our word, and there will be a camper at your camp, an athlete at your camp. In coming February, we're gonna find one. We will sponsor him to get there, and you keep doing what you're doing, man.
Sir.
You got kids?
Yeah, I got one. DJ. Man, hold on. I'm going to give a shout out to my guy, man. He was just student of the month for January for his school.
Okay.
So shout out to my guy, DJ. Keep doing great things. Man. I love you, man.
I can't wait to some years to come to see a little baby bro show come on up, man. That's awesome. That's good, man. Thank you very much, Delvin, for come up here, sit down, talk life and shop and failures and successes, and that's what makes this world go around, man.
Absolutely.
You're an awesome dude, bro.
You know
Thank you for coming in.
Absolutely.
That's it, bro. Nah, it was great, dude. Like Jay said, we know you're busy, know you got a lot going on, so for you to take the time, come sit with us, bro, it means the world to us. We just want to get, you're a winner. You've always been a winner, and you're going to continue to be a winner. And we want to put you in front of people that want to learn how to be winners, man. And I think you did an excellent job conveying that message, bro. And we appreciate it. Always, always grateful. You got anything you want to close out with? You want to plug your social channels, plug your book, websites, whatever you got, man?
Bro Show 40 on Instagram and Bro Show 24. Y'all can go check out my new title. Unbroken is a story about me, myself, my truths, my life, my values. Y'all can go check it out on Amazon. And it's Unbroken, UNBREAUXKEN. So it's very Cajun and unique. So y'all go check it out. It's big time.
All right, man. Love it. Appreciate you, bro. Guys, that's it. That's another episode of Hustle Makes It Happen, the podcast. Remember, till next time, keep your head down, keep your eye on the ball. Hustle makes it happen. But most importantly, you heard the man say it. Most importantly, have fun. Later.